just bought this game, now you're telling me it's dead, that's really lame. What I do with all these cards, maybe sell them at a sale in my yard. They just revealed a hero, I thought the game was dead. Seems people were just panicked, it's doing fine instead. I'm glad I didn't sell my cards, still have them in a box. I think it's time to play a game, you guys can go kick rocks. What the hell, I just bought this game. It's a lot, but you said it's dead, that's lame. I think to celebrate, I'll get a game in now. Everybody needs to chill, holy cow. It's a lot, but you said it's dead. Feeling just a bit like I was misled. The panic now just seems so lame. I'm logging off, gonna play my game. Just bought the core set and joined the game Discord. Scouring the internet for the packs I can't afford. But now I'm getting worried cause I see it everywhere. The game is dying, they all cry, now I'm a little scared. What the hell, I just bought this game, now you're telling me it's dead, that's really lame.
Hey everybody, it's Wasteland Sniper. I am back with another live stream of standard gameplay. Today we're taking Falcon up against Crossbones. Falcon is a hero I don't have a lot of experience with. I've been playing with him a bit over the past week just to kind of get the feel, because he has a very interesting I don't know that I would say tempo, maybe pattern of play. He's one you kind of have to get a feel for. And when Falcon came out, Winter Soldier came out on the same day, and I was excited for Falcon, I was way more excited for Winter Soldier. So I have played a lot more with Winter Soldier than I have with Falcon. At some point in the future, I'll probably play one of my Winter Soldier decks. Maybe I'll play my particular set of skills Justice deck that is basically taken the movie and in deck form. It kind of evolved into that. It was a really fun build and actually kind of fun to mess around with, but I've kind of fallen into the thematic deck building. I don't really build power decks. Well, there's no really about it. I don't build power decks. I don't know how, to be honest, and I kind of find them, when other people build them, samey. And so it's kind of not my thing. I like to do interesting things with decks when I put them together. So this Falcon deck, I don't know why I didn't get my cards out. But I'm pretty sure, like, if you've watched any videos about Falcon or other people playing Falcon, you know Redwing, basically you're just trying to pop Redwing in and out of play as much as possible in a turn. And a lot of people get really bored with that, which I can totally see. I don't know, well, I'm actually pretty certain that my deck isn't exactly all that original, but since I don't really like going on to Marvel CDB and looking at other people's decks, not because I think that other people can't build decks as well as I can. I know for a fact that that's not true, that there are plenty of people who build way better decks than me. But I don't like feeling like I'm stealing somebody else's ideas. So for me, I just try to stay away from really looking at other people's decks too much, unless I'm kind of at an impasse with the hero, and I just don't know what to do with them as far as building a deck that is functional. There's been a couple of heroes I've had issues with that. Adam Warlock was one. So I did actually try the, it's very popular. My cat has decided to play with a ball that has a bell in it. There. Maybe now it won't be quite so loud. But anyway, very famous Adam Warlock deck from a few years ago called the Wild Tutor deck. And that was a lot of fun. It took me a bit to kind of figure Adam Warlock out, and I still don't think I have, but I did build a couple of decks for him a few months ago that actually turned out to work okay. Try to think of another hero that I've done that for. I did throw one together off of the CDB for Wonder Man because I just hadn't messed around with him too much. Whenever two heroes are released at once, which has been the majority of the time with Marvel Champions, there's one hero that I kind of glom onto more than the other, and so if there's one hero that I particularly liked and played a lot of, you can pretty much guarantee that the other hero I haven't spent anywhere near as much time with. I can say that I have played every single hero in the game at least once. I think the least amount of plays that I have on a hero, it's either going to be Ms. Marvel or Ironheart. I'm not sure which of those two I have the least plays with, but it's one of those two. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe Black Panther, like the original in the core box. He was just a character that never really interested me. But actually I think I've still probably played him more than either Ironheart or Ms. Marvel. In any case, yeah, there's just, like, whenever two heroes come out, there's one hero that I'm really, like, more interested in playing than the other one. And I kind of let that dictate how much I play the heroes. So, like with this one, Falcon, I've hardly played him at all. And Winter Soldier, I have played a lot. Which is, it's fine, you know, it gives me a chance to go back and revisit heroes that I may not have really paid much attention to in the past, and then discover that I actually really enjoy them. I have discovered I actually really like Falcon. I know a lot of people think of him as pretty clunky, but I think his kit is, like, so tuned that you really have to be careful about the order in which you do things. Like sequencing with Falcon is really important. Like, you know, when he's in this form, you get to look at the top deck of the encounter, or the top card of the encounter deck. You basically just get to have it sitting face up until either he flips down to Alter Ego or it switches over to the villain's phase. But one of the things that I always seem to forget is that if it doesn't have the boost icons, the amount of boost icons that I want, all I gotta do is play an aerial card and then I can flip it, or, you know, there's like a couple of things that you can do, but you have to do it in the correct order with Falcon in order to get the most out of him. And it can be easy to forget because there's kind of a lot going on. I had tried playing him against Red Skull, and then I tried playing against Red Skull with one of the... I don't know what you would call it, but it was like one of the sets from Villain Theory's massive, like, best modular sets for every villain, where he that project must have taken forever, because he did that thing all the way up through Civil War, and it was basically several different like scenario combos that you could put together based off of different modular sets that you could add in, and some would make it more difficult, some would make it less difficult, but like I decided to go with one in standard that would make it more difficult without, you know, going up to expert, and I didn't do very well at all. I was just overwhelmed by all of the side schemes that were coming out. It was a lot of bookkeeping, and that was bad because, you know, I was trying to get used to Falcon, who requires a lot of bookkeeping as well. And then, you know, on top of that, I had all this extra bookkeeping with Red Skull. So I've decided to dial it back. I'm playing against Crossbones. Really, the only bookkeeping with him is if his machine gun comes out, and then also just, you know, dealing with this this side deck of experimental weapons that will periodically come out when this advances, and I think also when he advances. Nope, not when he advances. So mostly just when this advances is when we get these coming out. We're actually going to get one right away, which is unfortunate, and I'll have to find a way to get rid of it because he actually gets piercing. I don't really get tough in this character though, so I guess it doesn't really matter, but it is always good to kind of keep the weapons off of him. But as far as this deck goes, really, there's two allies in here aside from Redwing that I really want to hit the table as soon as possible, and that is Aero and Cloud9. Aero and Cloud9 basically do the same thing, just Aero does it for attack, the attack stat, and Cloud9 does it for the thwart stat. And that is, you exhaust either Cloud9 or Aero, choose a player until the end of the phase. Each aerial character that player controls either gets a +1 attack if it's Aero or +1 thwart if it's Cloud9. It's literally the same text, just substitute attack or thwart depending on which hero, or not hero, which ally it is. My deck doesn't have a whole ton of allies in it, but it does have enough that this should be able to actually like buff the other allies, because all of them are aerial, and then pretty much allow them to attack for far more or thwart for far more than they normally would be able to alone. And I'm just realizing that I forgot to put another copy in this deck of Flight Squadron. So I'm going to grab that other copy really quick, because this deck kind of relies on Flight Squadron. And that was one thing that I discovered. It's like, I really need more copies of Flight Squadron. And if you're wondering why that is such a big deal, oops, there it is. It's because Flight Squadron it says if each of your allies has the aerial trait, increase your ally limit by 1, and this card gains response after you play an aerial card. Exhaust this card, ready an ally you control. So this kind of feeds into this whole like Cloud9 and Aero thing, where I'm trying to ready them so that I can exhaust them again, because these stat bonuses do stack. So if I exhaust Cloud9 and get a +1 to thwart, and then I'm able to ready her off of Flight Squadron, then I'm able to do it again, and then she'll get +2 to thwart instead of just the +1 that she would get for exhausting once. That's kind of really the big thing with this deck. Is it's mostly centered around these particular cards. Like I do have flying formation in here, and you know, one card that I've really enjoyed kind of messing around with, well, Draw Their Fire is kind of an obvious one where you don't exhaust to defend, which is super nice. But even better than that actually is Aerial Evacuation, which is Hero Interrupt. It's a preparation. When another friendly character would be dealt any amount of damage, discard Aerial Evacuation, prevent all of that damage, and change to Alter Ego form. If that character is a hero, they also change to Alter Ego form. So if you're looking for a way to be able to like jump down to Alter Ego for some reason, like you really want to use Falcon's ability to go, say you had to use Redwing as like a panic block earlier, and you really need to get him back to get your deck running again. He's got this ability where you discard a card from your hand and then you search your deck and discard pile for a bird card. Or, you know, you need, where is it? Falcon's Flock. So that you can get your economy back on track. Aerial Evacuation gives you the ability to do that just by having one of your allies block for you. Granted, then you can't use their ability, but I think it's kind of worth it if you can at least bounce down and grab, you know, either Redwing or Falcon's Flock. I do have Hugin and Moonin in here as well, which is another target for that. Those are the only 3 bird cards in the entire deck. I'm really hoping that over time we start to see more birds introduced, because it'd be really fun to play as like a all bird deck. I think with Falcon it would probably be super fun. Anyway, so I'm gonna get this shuffled and let's get this game going. Get these all put in here. But yeah, I've discovered I really actually like playing Falcon. He's a lot of fun. He's just taking me some time to kind of get used to, just because his the timing with his stuff is, it can be pretty what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not sure. But it can be pretty, I guess, exact. It's not exactly the word I'm looking for, but it's close enough. So there is that. We'll shuffle this as well. And then we'll shuffle this, and we'll flip the main scheme. And he's immediately going to get an attachment. Alright. You'll notice that, like, it's not until over here that it gets so that you can't see the card at all, because I moved my table over by like a foot or so, and that's about as far as I can move it. Yeah, I'll work on the lighting. It's just money's a little tight right now, so I can't really justify doing a whole lot for something that I'm basically doing for free and is kind of a hobby. So there's that. Okay, so that is done. Alright, now we're going to flip attack on Mount Athena. When revealed, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons deck. I guess maybe I should read the flavor text here. Crossbones is leading an army of Hydra soldiers in a direct assault on the Project Pegasus facility in the Adirondack Mountains. Alright, so we flip this over. It has no threat on it. And he gets his exosuit. So he gets +1 scheme, +1 attack, and we have to spend one of each type of normal, not the wild, but just the regular resources to discard this card. I hate those because it feels like it eats your entire hand. Alright, so we're gonna draw it. Oh, there's Falcon's Flock, Adam Warlock, Effective Leadership, Avengers Mansion, Vivian, and Aero. Ugh, as much as I would love to get Aero out right now, I don't know that that's going to happen. I would really like to get Avengers Mansion out. I also do not think Adam Warlock is going to make it out right now. I would like Avengers Mansion. I would like to keep Falcon's Flock. Effective Leadership. No. Alright, so I'm going to drop those 4. We got Flying Formation, the Triskelion, Effective Leadership, and Cloud9. This is not great. I was hoping I would get a double so I could get out Avengers Mansion a little bit easier. But as it is, I don't think Avengers Mansion is going to make it out. I'd like to get the Triskelion out. Maybe. I mean, Flying Formation's definitely not going to happen, so I'll pay for that. Man. Those two pay for Falcon's Flock. And then, I mean, I guess actually what I could do is get Falcon's Flock out and then use these two actually to help with that to pay for Cloud9. I think that's probably my play. I'm not going to go find Redwing. Because, I mean, I could, but I think getting Cloud9 out is actually pretty decent first play. So we're going to flip up. I am going to use these two to pay Falcon's Flock, and I'll put some bird tokens on him. It has 5 bird counters. Its use is 5 bird counters. Resource, remove 1 bird counter from here. Generate an energy resource for an aerial card. The nice thing about this is since it doesn't exhaust, you can use it multiple times in a turn as long as you're using it for different cards. So, I will use these two, and I'll use 1 of his bird counters, and we'll get out Cloud9. I don't need to take anything off of the main. There's nothing there to take off. So I think with Falcon, I'm just going to exhaust, and I will deal damage directly to Crossbones. He doesn't have retaliate, so there is that. So I do 2 damage to Crossbones. Cloud9 I'm just gonna let kind of sit there. There's not really a reason for her to attack. She's not here to do that anyway. Here she's here to buff thwarts. So, alright, I'm done. Let us draw up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm glad to see Redwing. Ooh, Up and Away is a pretty good one to see in the first hand. Maybe it'll help me draw some more cards. Oh, and I forgot. I got to have this. So he's going to be attacking for 2. Plus 2, so it's going to be 4. I think I am going to play Up and Away. Oh, and this is going to gain 1 thread on it. So Crossbones is attacking me for 4. I just left this up because I already knew what it was going to be. I just won't look at this one. So we're going to play Up and Away. I'm not going to defend against the attack. Might be a mistake, but that's okay. So he's given this. So we look at the face down. Technically, it would be face down, but so we look at that card and then the top card of the encounter deck. Okay. This I'm gonna leave on the encounter deck. Or yeah, I'm gonna leave there. I'll take the 4 damage. I get to draw cards first though. So I draw their fire and a power of flight, which is nice because I have Redwing in hand and power of flight will pay for Redwing. So that's super nice. Okay. So this is not, like, it says defense on it, and technically by playing this card I am defending, but I'm not negating any of the damage at all. So I end up at 6 hit points. Ouch. Alright, and that's going to go to discard. Alright, we already knew that was going to be hard as nails. And when revealed, Crossbones gets a tough. So not too bad of a turn. The damage is not great, but it's okay. I'm not going to use Bird's Eye View. I don't need to. It's to remove 3 threat from the scheme, and that would be ridiculous. There's only 1 threat on the scheme, so... oh, and since it is this, I always forget this. Alright. I get to have that up. I could use these. I can keep Aerial Recon, I'll use Bird's Eye View. It's just so sad to get rid of Air Supremacy, which would have been kind of nice. Oh, hey, 9 down. Draw their fire would be nice too, but that's okay. So I'm gonna drop these 3 cards in order to get rid of this exosuit. I don't want him having weapons attached to him if I can at all help it. I'll use one of the Falcon's flock tokens to pay for Aerial Recon. I've never actually, well, no, that's not true. Wait. Aerial Recon, okay, so 9 down can attest to this. We discovered Aerial Recon and Star-Lord. Like, that's a fantastic combination. Because you can just give Star-Lord encounter cards, which is what he wants anyway, especially in the late game. And then if you're only playing like a 2-player game, the other person, basically when you get Aerial Recon out, the other person who's playing never has to take an encounter card unless it's like for well, no, even if they're drawing for, you know, decking out or whatever. If you have a token on here, a recon counter on here, you just get rid of the recon counter and you don't draw an encounter card. So, like, it works super well with 2 players, and especially if the other player is playing Star-Lord. So I would recommend giving that a try. It's always fun to find those weird combos. Like, who knew that Falcon and Star-Lord could be best friends? But with Aerial Recon, they really are. Anyway, in a single player game, I don't know that I'll necessarily play it, but it does get it out of my deck, and it's not going to go back in. Plus, it's, you know, if I draw Caught Off Guard, which that card is my nemesis card. D20 has Shadows of the Past. I have Caught Off Guard. So this is actually a good target for caught off guard. Anyway, now I think we'll use the power of flight, which gives it doubles the number of resources it generates while paying for an aerial card. Redwing is an aerial card, so we'll get Redwing out. I can discard this, and I could discard it when Aerial Recon came out. See, sequencing important with Falcon. So if I did that when Aerial Recon came out, and I got to look at the top card here, then Redwing comes out. I don't know if it's really worth it to do it again. Because technically there's no cap on how many times you could do that. As much as you can play aerial cards, you could just keep discarding from the top of the deck. Obviously that has bad repercussions for you over time, but at the same time, it kind of helps you move some things around. You might get rid of cards that you definitely don't want to see as a boost card, which is super nice. Or, you know, you might luck into something with really high number of boosts on it, like if you're playing with the fantasy modular and you discard and there's the dragon, and then you can like take Redwing up and do 4 damage to the villain, or take 4 threat off of a scheme if that happens to be what you need to do. I think though I'm just gonna leave Redwing in play. I'm not gonna worry about this because now I know he's only gonna attack for 2 this turn, which I'm gonna block because 6 is kind of low. I don't want to go down below 5. That tends to snowball. Every time I let that happen, it snowballs. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to exhaust Falcon to take the tough off of Crossbones. I'll just quick attack. I'll have Redwing exhaust and take the 1 off the main. Keep that clear as much as possible. He's going to come back up to my hand anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. Famous last words. Alright, now we're going to ready and draw. So we got Bird of Prey, which is nice. Strength, Bird's Eye View, Flying Formation, and Battlefield Awareness. That'll be nice. Alright, I would really like to get Battlefield Awareness out. That's one I would definitely like to get out. Alright, so I put 1 on attack on Mount Athena. Crossbones is attacking me for, I know it's going to be 2. I'm going to exhaust. Oh look, a boost of 1. So I don't take any damage because I defend for 2. And then we'll see. We got a Hydra Flame Soldier. After Hydra Flame Soldier makes an undefended attack against you, discard a support you control. Alright, so I want to get rid of this guy. I guess it's good that I got Bird of Prey. So he'll be easy to get rid of. We'll flip this up. So that has 2 on it, which is nice. I do not need either of these. Those would both get me Bird of Prey. Strength would get me Battlefield Awareness. Or I could pull Redwing back up to hand, discard that and do 2 damage to Crossbones, and then use Strength to play Redwing instead of Battlefield Awareness. But I kind of want to get Battlefield Awareness down. I always regret it when I don't get this card down. So I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm going to get Battlefield Awareness down. And then I'm not, because like Bird of Prey, so you deal 4 damage to an enemy and then you can discard the top card of the encounter deck to deal 1 additional damage to the enemy for each icon in the discarded card's boost area, but he's only got 4 hit points. 2 for 4 damage, not that great. But it gets rid of the Hydra Flame Soldier and kind of keeps the area clear, which is something I really need to do. So I think I'm going to do that. I don't know. Flying Formation would be really nice if I could play it. I don't know that I necessarily want to keep it in hand. This is more of like a late game type card. So I don't really need to keep either of these in hand. And it would be good to kind of keep these bird counters, because the last time I tried to play a game with, well, the last time I did play a game with Falcon, I forgot I had used up all of my bird counters on Falcon's flock, and so it was in my discard pile and I couldn't get it back, and that kind of messed up a play. So I don't really want to do that again if I can help it. When my deck gets low, I'll make sure that I've used up the counters so that I can get it back in the cycle again. Because Falcon, like on his Sam Wilson side, well, no, you can search your deck and discard pile for a bird card. So either way, I guess it doesn't really matter. But getting back into the cycle so that I don't have to do that is actually pretty nice. So I think I'll do that instead of using a Falcon's Flock. So I'm going to use Bird's Eye View and Flying Formation to play Bird of Prey. We'll do 4 damage to the Hydra Flame Soldier, and he will go away. And I know Cloud9 is just sitting here. She's not really doing anything. She will later. Like, as the game goes on, she'll actually start doing more. I'm not going to do... I kind of want... kind of wonder if I should have used Redwing first. See, man, it's the sequencing, man. So I think I'm going to pull Redwing back up to my hand before I play Bird of Prey. Hydra Flame Soldier doesn't have guard, so, and this isn't an attack anyway. The damage that Redwing does is not an attack. So so that's going to go into the discard pile. Crossbones will take 2 damage. Then I get to look at the top card, and it's only 1. And then we'll have played Bird of Prey to get rid of Hydra Flame Soldier. I think that's a better sequencing of that. And then I'll just have Redwing in my hand as we end the turn. There's 2, 3, 4, 5. Got another Bird of Prey. Got a practice plan. The practice plan is for the 2 preparations that I really want to keep recurring if I can. Up and away. That might be nice to play just to draw cards. Be nice to get the Quinn Carrier out. And of course get Redwing back out. So there is that. Alright, so this is going up. We do need to take the threat off of here. I would prefer that this not pop, if at all possible. So Crossbones, we know that he is attacking for 2, because we know this has 1 on it. I'm going to block. And oh, timing. Like, timing with Falcon is also kind of weird. Because, like, with battlefield awareness, when Falcon uses a basic power, it's a hero interrupt. So when he uses a basic power, which I think is right now, so technically, so the villain attacks, they draw a card, a face down encounter card. Then this card, I think, you would discard for battlefield awareness. So you exhaust battlefield awareness and discard the top card of the encounter deck. Falcon gets +1 to that basic power for this use for each icon in the discarded cards boost area. I don't need to do that because I already know that that's a 1. But I am going to play up, up, and away. So we already knew that was a 1. This is also a 1. So I can switch these two cards. This is Incite 1, which means that this is immediately going to pop, which I don't want. And then when revealed, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a weapon attachment is discarded and reveal that card. I'd rather not do that. Hydra Bomber, when revealed, choose to either take 2 damage or place 1 threat on the main scheme. That's going to put me in a position where I really need to jump down to heal. And this is going to pop anyway, which kind of sucks. But I'd rather take my chances with that, I think. So we're going to do up, up, and away. So I don't take any damage from this attack, but I do get to draw a card. There is Soup Kitchen. You know, like, side tangent. Initially, like, when they were doing the previews for this, for the Falcon deck before it ever released, and they showed Soup Kitchen, I was like, oh, that's super awesome. And I've had the hardest time actually getting much use out of it. Either I'm exhausted when I flip down, because with Soup Kitchen, it's an alter ego action support. Exhaust Sam Wilson and Soup Kitchen, heal damage from Sam Wilson equal to his recovery, and reduce the cost of the next ally or support played this phase by 2. It's just such a pain to try to work around. Because sometimes you just can't, for whatever reason. I just can't get the timing to line up with it. So I don't know. I might play it because I do need to flip down and heal, and that would give me the opportunity to do so. Plus, I would be able to get Redwing out for free. But that would also highly depend on getting this down, and then also figuring out what he's going to scheme for. Because if he has any boost at all on a card, this is going to pop. So, yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. But, alright. So, we know we are getting a Hydra Bomber, and I'm going to take 2 damage. So we're down to 4. Not great. Could be worse. I'd like to get the Quinn Carrier out, because that would help a lot with my economy. But at the same time, yeah, it's not that great. I could get, this is the only practice plan I have in the entire deck. Bird of Prey. I really wish there was a way to give this overkill. Because the Hydra Bomber is only 2 hit points, so I guess we should probably flip this up. Okay, so that's actually useful to know. That actually changes things. So we'll use a bird counter and Quinn Carrier, and we're going to get out Redwing. We're going to exhaust Redwing and bring Redwing back to hand to discard this card and do 2 damage to the Hydra Bomber, so he's gone. Then I guess I will use Soup Kitchen and Bird of Prey to get Redwing back out again. So I guess that gets rid of my Soup Kitchen dilemma. I'll play Practice Plan too. But back to Redwing. So we got Redwing back in play. I could exhaust Cloud9, and that's going to give +1 thwart to each aerial character that I control. So then we're going to exhaust Redwing, and he'll take damage, and we'll take 2 off the main. So we keep the main clear again. We do know that he is going to attack for 3 this next turn. So I'm going to have to be careful about that. I'm going to have to use Battlefield Awareness, I think, to help with that. And then it's the end of the phase, so this goes away. And we will draw back up to 5. Power of Flight, Air Supremacy, that's nice. Talon Mine. Flight Squadron, just what I want to see. And an Energy, perfect. I have some options for the next turn. Alright, so this is going to gain 1. Crossbones is attacking for 3. Did I even draw my card the last time when I played? I don't even know. I hate when I use a card like, say, one way or another, where you go and you find a side scheme in the encounter deck, and then you forget to draw the 3 cards that... So basically, you just hurt yourself without getting the benefit that was supposed to come from hurting yourself. And I do that a lot with those cards. I've seen other people... I've seen other people do the same thing. So I know it's not just a me thing. But, oh, that's so frustrating, though, because you're like... Then, like, 3 turns later, you're like, wait a second, I could have drawn cards that turn. And you realize you screwed up. Alright, so we know he's attacking for 3. We are exhausting, and I will exhaust Battlefield Awareness. So we're discarding this, so I get a +1, so I'm blocking for 3, which is exactly what I need. I don't take any damage, and now we draw encounter card, which is an advance. Which means that this is gonna pop. Yep, because that's caught off guard, which has 1 on it, so he schemes for 2. That goes up to 3, and that's done. Alright, so the Infinity Stone. Inside the Project Pegasus facility, S.H.I.E.L.D. agents fight desperately to prevent Hydra from obtaining the Reality Stone stored within. Alright, so this has 1 on it. When revealed, reveal the top card of the Experimental Weapons deck. All that worrying, and I still ended up getting, oh look, the Power Gauntlets. So after the villain attacks and damages you, discard 1 card from your hand. Not great. I gotta get rid of that. I need a mental and a physical resource to do it, and wouldn't you know, I don't have any mental resources. So that sucks. Oh, yeah. I'm telling you. Like, the cards that give you bonuses for giving yourself like some sort of grief, and then you forget to take the bonus after you've given yourself the grief. It's the worst. Like, I think taunt is another one that is really easy to do that with. So like taunt one way or another. His defense card up and away. It's really annoying. It's really annoying when it happens. Oh, hey Dorsey, welcome. No worries, we're not too far into the game. Okay, so now he is attacking. So he's attacking. Wait. That's right, he schemed. So now it's my turn, so this does turn face up. Okay, so we have one on there, which isn't exactly great. It's okay, at least it's something. I'm going to use energy, and I'm going to get out Flight Squadron. So that is what is going to make this deck work so much better. I kind of want to get out the Talon line, but I can't really. I think Air Supremacy is probably the better play. He's exhausted. I definitely do not want this. And that's one thing I need to use aerial recon for, is like if there's a card on top that's not really that bad, like, oh, Crossbones gets tough, whoop-de-doo. Then I could do that, get that as my encounter card, and then not have to worry about getting an encounter card during the encounter card phase. I need to pay more attention to that, because that would actually be really useful. And that's just another way that you can pull things off the top there. And I guess I could pop Redwing back to hand. And then play him again. Because I've got the power of flight here to pay for him. Yeah, and then I could use Talon Line and Falcon's Flock to play Air Supremacy. Which, not the greatest. It's only going to do 3 damage. So a 2 cost for 3 damage is really not great, but does more damage on Crossbones, which is good. Alright. So I am going to exhaust and pop Redwing back up. Get rid of that. I'm just going to take the one off the main. I'll try to keep this clear. I don't want it popping again. So I get to see what this is. It's a 2. So that's nice. We got Power of Flight, so we'll get Redwing back down again. Oh, that's not going to help. So normally in this situation, what I would do is exhaust Cloud9 first, so that she gets that +1. Then I would play Redwing, which is an aerial card. So then I could exhaust Flight Squadron to unexhaust Cloud9. Then I could exhaust Cloud9 and give her, and then she would give everybody else another +1, so a +2 to thwart. I don't really need to do that, so I'm not going to. But for when you have more threat to deal with, that is definitely an option. But I think what I'm gonna do mean, I only have Crossbones here, but I don't really have anything else to do with these cards. And I want to use up the tokens on Falcon's Flight so I can get it back in. So I'll use one of those and Talon Line to play Air Supremacy, which is choose up to X enemies where X is equal to the number of aerial characters you control. I have 3. But there's only one enemy, and unfortunately I can't stack this on top of one enemy. It has to be different enemies, so deal 3 damage to each chosen enemy, because it says you can choose up to X enemies, where X is equal to the number of aerial characters you control. Or, I don't know, now I'm starting to second guess myself on reading this card. Right, yeah, because it's deal 3 damage to each chosen enemy. So unfortunately, that doesn't turn into 9 damage. That would be super sweet if it did, but it unfortunately doesn't. So he is going to go down to 5. There goes Air Supremacy. I'm going to exhaust Redwing and pop him back up to hand. Discard Hail Hydra, and we'll do another 2. So he's down to 3. Man, I really need to get my 1 card so that I can jump down to Alter Ego. That would be really great. So now Redwing is just going to be sitting in my hand for this next draw. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I can use the Power of Leadership to play Hugin and Moonin. I can't play Flight Squadron again, it's already in play. But I can use Genius to play Redwing. Pop Redwing back to hand, then use Flight Squadron and Falcon's Flock to play him again. So this is not a bad hand. Not bad at all. I just have to make sure that I don't take damage because I don't want to discard. That would be bad. Alright, so this is going up by 1. We know he is attacking for 3. So this is getting dealt as a face down boost. So we're going to exhaust to block, and we're also going to exhaust Battlefield Awareness, which is going to give us this. So we block for 3 because this has an icon in the corner. So he's attacking for 1, 2, 3. We block for 2, 3. Yeah, so I don't take any damage, so this doesn't fire, which is nice. Alright, and then Weapon Master. When revealed hero, the villain attacks you. If they have a weapon attachment, this card gains Surge. Of course it does. Alright, so he's attacking me for at least 1. I can't block. This really sucks, because I'm going to lose. Cloud9's going to have to jump in the way. It's unfortunate. So he's attacking for 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that would have killed me if I just taken it. So unfortunately, Cloud9 is now gone, but at least I don't have to discard a card. And then unfortunately, because he has a weapon, it gains Surge. So now we got Raid the Armory, which has Incite 1, so it gets another one on the main. And when revealed, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a weapon attachment is discarded and reveal that card. Alright, so... well, there's the other advance. So that's not too terrible. Nope, that's his armor. Goodbye, Shadow of the Past. I'm pretty sure we haven't seen his... oh look, the very last card. So apparently we did at one point see his... where is it? Yeah, his machine gun. Oh my gosh, it was like the big boost we just drew. Okay, So now that's going to go up by 2 every turn, which is not awesome. His attacks, now he gets +1 to his attacks and they gain piercing. The piercing I'm not too worried about. I don't have tough in this deck. Like, tough is not part of this deck at all. But, oh, this should have gone in here as, or no, actually, now that I think about it, because that was still resolving, so that goes to discard. Timing. I swear, this game has kind of ruined me for other games where I would have been inclined to kind of take timing for granted and be a little bit looser on the timing. But, like, the way the timing works in this game, it's kind of important. Not kind of, it's very important. When certain things fire is super important. So, yeah, that... Now if the timing isn't spelled out exactly in other games, I start to get really worried. And I'm like, I get to the point, it's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do because I'm reading too much into the timing now. Ooh. Sorry, I'm trying to make a conscious effort to drink more on stream because I don't... Like, I haven't been drinking any water on stream for the past couple of streams, and I noticed by the end my throat is really dry. So, I have my nice little water cup. Okay. Well, that was unfortunate. But at least I didn't have to discard a card, so I can still do the things that I wanted to do. We are still in Falcon form, so we're gonna flip that up. So I can get... Alright. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the Power of Leadership to play Hugin and Munin. And after they enter play, I get to search the top cards of the encounter deck for a minion and put it into play engaged with me. And then I get to ready one character I control for each icon in that minion's boost area. So I would be able to ready Falcon, which would be really nice. Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. So we know we have one minion. There's another minion. And there's another minion. Alright, I don't want the Jet Troopers because they have Quick Strike. The Flame Soldier might be kind of hard to get rid of. I think Hugin and Munin can help. Alright, so he's come into play, and then these are going to get shuffled back in. Because we're not discarding the top 10, we're searching, so. Alright. There's that. Alright, so we're gonna exhaust Hugin and Munin. They're gonna do 1 damage to the Flame Soldier. This would be when it's really nice to have Aero. Let's see what this is. Oh look, it has nothing on it. So I'm going to use Genius to play Redwing. We're going to exhaust Flight Squadron to unexhaust Hugin and Munin. Then I'll exhaust them again to do another damage. And that will do 2 damage also to Hugin, and so they're gone. Oh, and since I played an aerial card, I'm going to use his Eagle-Eyed ability. After you play an aerial card, discard the top card of the encounter deck. That's much better. Okay. So I definitely don't want that as another card. Okay, so we're going to exhaust Redwing and bring it back up to hand. Discard this card off the top and do 2 damage to the Hydra Flame Soldier. So he is gone. Then we're going to use the last bird token and Flight Squadron to pay to get Redwing back out again, and Falcon's Flock goes to discard. Ooh, I could get rid of that. I could actually flip Crossbones to his next form. But I don't really want to do that right now because I'm at 4 hit points. And I don't have the one card that I need so that I can safely flip down to Alter Ego. I am going to exhaust Redwing and bring him back up to my hand to discard this card and take 2 off the main, just to keep that down. And then we get to see what this is. Oh, okay. So we know he's going to attack for 2 on this next turn, which isn't bad. So I'm going to exhaust Falcon, and I'll do 2 damage to Crossbones, take him down to 1. So now it'll be super easy to flip him next turn. And that will be the end. So we were ready and draw. Another Power of Leadership. We have, this is a different Falcon. This is Joaquin Torres, and he's a champion. After Falcon attacks or thwarts this Falcon, spend an energy resource to ready another champion character you control. It's worth noting that Cloud9 is a champion character, so Joaquin Torres can actually ready her. Unfortunately, Aero is not. Aero is something different. Aero is an agent of Atlas. So his readying thing doesn't work on her, but that's okay. Air Supremacy again, okay. And, ooh, Vibranium Microweave. That would also be nice to get out. Which means the one card that I want is in these last 2 cards. Of course it is. Alright. This is going to go up by 2. Alright, so we know he is attacking for 2. We're going to exhaust... I'm not going to exhaust Battlefield Awareness, because I don't need to. So he attacks for 2. Oh, look. No boost on the bottom of the advance as his boost cards. So that happens. So I don't have to discard because he didn't damage me. I block for 2. And the piercing doesn't matter because I've blocked it all anyway. So now we get a Hydra Flame Soldier. Again. Alright. So now it's back to my turn and I get to flip this up. Oh, there's a sidearm. Well, I could get Redwing down. I really want my Vibranium Microwave, but I really need Redwing right now. And then I could play Air Supremacy. which will... So I could choose the Hydra Flame Soldier and Crossbones. This is going to flip Crossbones. And then, man, I really want to get rid of these weapons though, and I don't have any good ways to do it. Huh. But I could deal, once I get Redwing down, Air Supremacy is going to hit both Crossbones and Hydra Flame Soldier for 3 each. And then I can use Redwing. Huh. I wonder. So, I can play Redwing first, using Vibranium Microwave and other Falcon. JT Falcon, we'll call him. And then I can use this Redwing to attack Crossbones, and that will flip him to his second form. He's gonna get his machine gun. Oh yeah, that's bad, because it does damage. And until I heal, like, I can't be dealing with that. I'll die pretty quickly if I have to deal with that machine gun right now. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'll play Redwing. I'm not gonna play Air Supremacy as much as I would really like to. I mean, I could get out Falcon. And between Redwing and Falcon, they could both take out the Hydra Flame Soldier. And then I've got somebody who I can panic block with. Oh, as much as I don't want to do that. Alright, so Power of Leadership, because I'm playing a blue card, it's going to give me 2 resources for that, and then these other 2. So that's 4. So we get out Falcon. Because I played... Did I play Redwing? No, I didn't. Never mind. I can't do that. Okay. Not great, not great. Oh, I know how I have to do this. Okay. So, I can play Air Supremacy, and choose, because I've only got one aerial character in play right now, and that's Falcon. Hero Falcon. So we'll choose the Hydra Flame Soldier. He's going to take 3 damage from Air Supremacy. Okay. Then we're going to use JT and Vibranium Microwave to get out Redwing. Man, I wish that Flight Squadron worked on heroes, but that would probably be stupid busted if it did. Then I'm going to exhaust Redwing, bring him back up to hand, discard Hydra Sidearm, and do 2 damage to the Hydra Flame Soldier, and that's going to get rid of him. So I'm going to have Redwing back in hand again. And we get to see what this is. Oh, okay, yeah. So this is where Aerial Recon is going to come in handy. So we're going to exhaust Aerial Recon to deal a face-down encounter card. I know what that is, and it's not bad. It's giving him tough. Whoop-de-doo. Not that big of a deal. So I don't mind having that. And then this gets a recon counter on it. Okay, so Redwing is in my hand. I know The Crossbones is going to attack this turn for 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to attack for 4. We're just going to have to try to block. This is going to go up to 4. That's a problem. So I'm going to have to use Redwing in the next turn to hopefully get that down. I think, let's see, we've already seen one. We've seen both advances, so that's not bad. Let's see if his... Because we know what this is already. Nope. Okay, so that's not going to make him scheme. This... Let's see, if another Raid the Armory comes out, I have in sight 1. So that's not great. So yeah, we gotta get this down next turn. Okay, that's all we can do right now. So we're gonna be ready and draw. Redwing, Aerial Evacuation, which is the card I wanted. There's the Power of Flight. That means this is getting dealt to me as a face down. And counter card. And I don't get to see. Crap, I didn't take that into consideration. Oops. Or wait. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna use... this so that this doesn't come down as an encounter card. Okay, I'm drinking my water now. Okay. So I'm still going to end up with 2 encounter cards. At least one of them won't be this side scheme. Okay, so I have 3, 4, 5. So I got 2 Power of Flights. Alright. So this is at 4 now. I've got to get that down. Crossbones is attacking for 4, as I said. I am going to exhaust both Falcon and Battlefield Awareness. Alright, so we know this is my other card, so he's attacking with that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Battlefield Awareness is giving me 2. Yes, okay. So I'm blocking for 4. So I take no damage, which means I don't have to discard a card from my hand. Alright. Awesome. But now I have 2 encounter cards. So the first one is Hard as Nails, which we knew, so he gets a tough. That's not bad. Next one is Concussion Grenade. When revealed hero, you are stunned. Deal 1 damage to your hero, 2 damage instead if you were already stunned. Thankfully, I was not already stunned, so I will take 1 damage. I'm down to 3. Not good. That goes away. Alright, I've got to get Aerial Evacuation out, and then this turn I have to play Redwing. And he has to stay out. But we can do that. Alright, so we're going to use Power Flight to get out Redwing. This is only 1. So I'm going to use, after you play an aerial card, discard the top card of the encounter deck. Hope for a 2. Nope, just 1. Not great. Alright, so I'm going to use Redwing. I'm going to exhaust him. take the tough off of Crossbones, but I think instead I'm going to take one off of here. Then I'm going to use Air Supremacy to get out Aerial Evacuation, which is an aerial card. So I can exhaust Flight Squadron to unexhaust Redwing. Then I'll exhaust Redwing again and pull Redwing back to my hand to discard the top card there, and we'll take one more off the main. So now it's down to 2. Then I will use this other Power of Flight to play Redwing again. Oh, and I get this. And then Redwing has to stay in play. I don't want to bring him back up to my hand because I need him as a target for aerial evacuation. So I'll exhaust him to take one more off of the main. Okay. Now that I have aerial evacuation, I've got an ally that I can protect and flip down into Alter Ego. Now, in the next turn, we can flip Crossbones and probably go for the kill. So, we're going to unexhaust. And then draw up 1, 2, 3, oh nice, 4, 5. We got 2 Air Supremacies and a Power of Leadership. So we could actually play both of those. So that would be 6 damage on Crossbones. Maybe I should have used Redwing, because that'll go back up to 4. No, I think I've seen too much information with the new cards. I don't think I can justify going back, because I was thinking of leaving this at 2 and using Redwing to ping the tough off of Crossbones, but no, I'm going to leave it the way that it is right now. Alright, so this is going to go up to 3. Crossbones is going to attack for 1, 2, 3. I'm going to have Redwing exhaust to defend. Then I'm going to pop Aerial Evacuation when another friendly character would be dealt any amount of damage, which he would, because he doesn't have a defense stat. So we discard Aerial Evacuation, prevent all of that damage, and change to Alter Ego. So there we go. If that character is a hero, they also change to Alter Ego. Well, Redwing's not. So this would actually go to discard, but we're going to pop Practice Plan, and we're going to bring Aerial Evacuation back to our hand. You get another drink here. Okay. So that was his attack. He didn't do any damage. And that got discarded because that was part of his attack. Alright, so now we get our encounter card, which is a Hydra Jet Trooper. Oh, so nice when it comes out. I don't know why, but I seem to have the best luck with Quick Strike. More often than not, it always comes out when my hero is in Alter Ego, which means it whiffs. I love it when that happens, so I don't take any damage from it. I mean, I have Soup Kitchen. Oh, this is actually great. Oh! So I was talking crap about Soup Kitchen earlier, and it seems like it actually might help me this turn. Alrighty then. Man, I wish instead of Cloud9 I had Aero. That would be super nice. Ares, what are you doing? Alright, So I'm going to use an Aero Supremacy to pay for Soup Kitchen. I'll put that over here. It's an alter ego action. Exhaust Sam Wilson and Soup Kitchen. Heal damage from Sam Wilson equal to his recovery, and reduce the cost of the next ally or support played this phase by 2. So, exhausting Sam Wilson. We're exhausting Soup Kitchen. So he's gonna heal for 3. It might actually be worth putting downtime in this deck to increase his recovery to, I think, let's see, downtime increases it by 2, I believe, so it would increase his recovery to 5, which would have put me at 8, which I would feel better about, but that's okay. And then now it's going to reduce, Soup Kitchen is going to reduce the cost of the next ally or support played this phase by 2, which is awesome. So I'm going to use I like to keep Cloud 9, but at this point I don't think she's going to be that helpful. I'm going to do his ability, and I'm going to go look for Falcon's Flock. Okay. No. There's Falcon's Flock. Okay. Because Falcon's Flock is a support, and it costs 2. So it's free. And all my lovely little bird counters. 2, 2, and 1. So there's 5. And actually, I could flip up and do that so that I can see this. Because this is not contingent on doing it in any specific form, it just says that the cost of the next ally or support this played this phase is reduced by 2. Again, sequencing. So we'll take that back and say I flipped up to Falcon first, then got to see this, and then played Falcon's Flock, and then, I mean, I guess it wouldn't really matter because it's an aerial card. Because Flight Squadron, oddly enough, it does not have hero before response. This can just be triggered at any point on either side. So that's nice. Awesome. So we're ready to Redwing using that. Crossbones. I gotta find a way to do damage to Crossbones. Alright, we are going to use a bird counter to get out aerial evacuation. I do definitely want that out. Oh, actually this is perfect. So I'll use the power of leadership and air supremacy. Let's see. Because when he flips, he's gonna get his search the encounter deck and discard pile for Crossbones machine gun and attach it to Crossbones. Just trying to think of a way that I could possibly somehow get Crossbones machine gun not in either the deck or the discard pile. But I don't think that's gonna work. Ah! I should have taken that tough off of Crossbones. Hey! Ugh. Why? Now they're playing around in a box. Okay, I drank. Let's see. And I'm exhausted because of Soup Kitchen, and I couldn't attack anyway because I'm stunned. Thankfully, Air Supremacy is not an attack. I do need to play Air Supremacy in order to take out this Hydra Jet Trooper, though. So we knock the tough off. Man, I'm just gonna end up wasting that Crossbones machine gun. 3 boost. Oh, that hardly seems fair. Unless I can draw up, and away. And actually that won't help me at all because of the fact that he gets his card before I draw off of Battlefield Awareness. Alright, we're just gonna play Air Supremacy. I have 2 aerial characters. Hydra Jet Trooper, he has 3 hit points, he takes 3 damage, he's gone. Crossbones is gonna take 3 damage, it's just gonna hit the tough and fall off. I need to keep Redwing in play because of I can use aerial evacuation again. Do I want to do that? Because he's going to be attacking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not going to be able to block for that much, so I'm even with the Battlefield Awareness, so I'm going to end up having to discard a card, do the Power Gauntlets. So I think in this case, we don't want to push him over just yet. Yeah, I think I'll end up having to pop aerial evacuation back down again. Maybe I'll pull Aero. That would be nice. Alright, so we're readying and drawing. There's Aero. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is actually really helpful. Okay. This is going up to 5. Not great. Alright. Crossbones is attacking. We are going to exhaust Redwing to defend. And we're going to pop aerial evacuation, unfortunately. Hey! I don't know why that was necessary. He decided to climb a chair. That was up next to something, and so, of course, and Ares is fat, and so he's like trying to drag his fat butt up onto the top of the chair. Ugh. I love him, but he's dumb. Isn't that right, Ares? Mr. Chunk. Yep, I see you over there. Okay, so we popped aerial evacuation, which means we prevent all the damage and change to alter ego form. There we go. Alright. So his attack basically does nothing. Now, Weapon Master, revealed alter ego, the villain schemes. Alright, so, yep, the main pops. So, schemes for 1, 2, 3. And he's getting another weapon. Alright, the getaway. Hydra has seized the Infinity Stone and Crossbones orders their withdrawal. You must stop them before they escape. So he's getting another weapon, which I did not want. Alright. So now he's got +2 to his attacks. And he has a weapon attached, so that card gains Surge. But the laser rifle is when attached villain attacks, the attack gains ranged. So that's not great. We really need to take Crossbones down. See, this can go badly, like just so fast. Hail Hydra. When revealed, each Hydra minion engaged with a hero makes an attack against that hero. Each player who was not attacked this way searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion, puts it into play, engaged with them, and shuffles the encounter deck. Okay. Alright. Well, let's see what we can put in front of us. You take... And it's being put into play. So I guess I could go with... Let's see. What do I got to play? I've got Flying Formation, which is useful-ish. Bird of Prey is not useful at all. Flying Formation will be really useful, actually. So I could get the Jet Trooper. The Hydra Bomber would be nice because when revealed, it's either to take 2 damage or place 1 threat on the main scheme. And this would be putting him into play. Plus, he's only got 2 hit points, so we'll go with the Hydra Bomber. Okay. Well, that snowballed. He does, like... I'm actually like almost halfway done with this cup of water. I may need to get more. Okay. Well, I would heal. Let's see, how many hit points does he have? 14? So let's try to figure this out. I am not going to be able to play Flying Formation this turn. But if I can get Aero out, she can immediately start... actually, I will be able to play Flying Formation this turn. And it's an aerial card. So, if I get Aero out, that exhaust, she gets +1. We play Flying Formation. She readies, Redwing readies. I would exhaust to get rid of the stun. Then I can exhaust her again, and she'll give +2. So Sam Wilson can attack for 4, Redwing can attack for 3. So that's 7. Sadly, it's just not going to be enough, and then that would take out Redwing. But it will be good, actually, to get Aero down. So I think that is what I'm going to do. Oh, plus I actually have Bird of Prey. So that's 4, so 7, 8, 9, 11. That's 11. 13, 14. So I would need 3 damage out of the boost icons, which I'm not going to get. So that's the one thing. So cards like this actually become more powerful when you're playing against harder modular sets and harder scenarios, because those scenarios tend to have more boost icons. Scarlet Witch is kind of the same, the way that her mechanic works. Wiccan, like the Justice Ally Wiccan, actually tends to be a lot more powerful when he is just, like, when he's going up against harder scenarios or modular sets, just for that reason as well. And Crossbones is not a difficult one, and this is like the vanilla, this is the normal stuff. Like, I think really one of the only 3 boost, or that has 3 icons down in the corner, really is Crossbones Machine Gun. And he's about to pull that and start doing damage to me, which is why I'm not... I will get rid of the stunned, I think. Because I think I'm still going to use flying formation, but... I'm going to flip up and I'm going to be exhausted because I'm going to use Soup Kitchen to help play Aero. And then I'll have Aero just attack the Hydra Bomber. Because I'm gonna... So, it'll cost me... Her cost will be reduced by 2, she'll only cost 1 to play, so I'll play her with effective leadership, which is gonna give her a +1 to thwart and +1 attack until the end of the phase. So, she'll be able to hit the Hydra Bomber, take him out. She could flip Crossbones. I don't know if I necessarily want to do that. Maybe I should. It might actually be a good idea. But then she'll be on her last legs and I'll definitely need to hold her back. Okay, so we are going to use Soup Kitchen and Sam Wilson. So we're going to heal 3. So we're back up to 9, which is nice. And then the next ally or support played this phase is reduced by 2. That's going to be Aero. We're going to use effective leadership. So she's got +1, +1. She's going to exhaust, and she will take a damage to take out the Hydra Bomber. So he's gone. Alright, then we're going to use Falcon's Flock. Power of Flight and Bird of Prey to play flying formation to ready up to 3 aerial characters. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and I get to see this. Oh, and look at that. It's nothing. But this is an aerial card. So I'm going to use his ability, Eagle-Eyed, to discard that. And then we're going to look at the top, and it's only a 1. That would be enough. To I can flip Crossbones right now. Then he's gonna get his machine gun. One, two, three, four. If he attacks me with that. Alright, I'm gonna do it. I've been putting it off. So we're gonna exhaust Redwing, bring Redwing back up to hand. Discard that. We'll deal a damage to Crossbones, which is gonna flip him. Alright, so now he goes up to 2 and he has 14 hit points. And he gets his machine gun. Oh, and I don't have his little counters out. I have the counters. I'm going to use the counters. No. Nope, not in there. Huh, where did I put those? Not in there either. Wow. Oh my gosh. They're like right on the top there. The only thing I don't like about these tokens is that sometimes they're a little bit thick. And that just, the lids don't want to stay closed. Alright, so this comes in, its uses 2 per player ammo counter, so it's got 2 here. So he's got 4 weapons on him. This is awful. We really need to take him down as soon as possible. Okay, now I am going to exhaust to get rid of stun. Oh, and I get to look at this. So he's going to be attacking for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus whatever is on the card underneath that. I'll have to take his indirect damage. I mean, Aero could attack for another 2, which would push him down. Oh, I don't know if I do that though. You know what? YOLO. So Aero's attacking for another 2. Well, Aero's got 3 hit points, so she's gonna be around still. Hopefully she doesn't take any damage. I'm at 9 hit points, so almost full. 1 more point and I'd be full. So I think at this point I can take some damage. Hopefully this next hand I draw, I get some damage. Because I only need to do 12 damage to him and that'll take him out. Famous last words, right? Alright, and then Redwing is still in my hand. And we'll keep him there, so we will ready and draw. That's 2, 3, 4, 5. No damage at all. Though up, up, and away will be useful, I think. And Hugin and Munin will be, I think, useful as well. Alright, so we'll see what happens. So this is going to go up to 3. Crossbones is attacking for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna play up, up, and away. So we know that's a 2. That's just a 1. That would give him tough, which isn't terrible. And actually, oh, that's perfect. No, that's perfect. Okay, that means Crossbones machine gun won't do any damage to me at all. So I am exhausting here. Oh, wait. I gotta think about this. Because I play this. This is his boost. I get to draw 2 cards off of this. I don't know what those cards are gonna be. Then, Crossbones machine gun. Because it's when he attacks you. So the question is, when Falcon uses a basic power, exhaust battlefield awareness to discard the top card of the encounter deck. Falcon gets +1 to that power for this use for each icon. So I have to figure out when the timing window is for both this and this. Because if it's the same timing window, this goes first because it's a forced interrupt. So I think this one is actually going to end up going first, which means this is going to be on the top of the deck and Crossbones machine gun is going to go off. So off of this, I get to draw 2 cards. Okay, that helps actually quite a bit. The genius. Vivian not so much. Vivian's a little late to the party. Okay, so I got to draw my cards off of up, up, and away. Which was after he was given this boost card. Now Crossbones machine gun is going to go off, so we remove an ammo counter from there. And then take indirect damage equal to the number of boost icons on the discarded card. So we're discarding Hard as Nails. It doesn't have boost icons, it has a boost ability on it. The stars don't count. So I take no damage for that at all. But then I get to trigger this. So I'm defending for 3 against 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. So I'll take 3 damage off of that. So I'm back down to 6. Okay. Yeah, so that gets discarded. That gets discarded. Okay. Now we draw. Oh, and I took a damage, so I have to actually discard something. I'm gonna discard Bird's Eye View because it's not really doing me any good right now. So now we have our. Of course it would be Shadow of the Past. Alright. So now we get Viper, who has Quick Strike. And that means we have to discard the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has 1 card left. Alright. We also have Serpent Solutions. After a Serpent Society minion is discarded from the top of the encounter deck, deal that minion to the first player as a face-down encounter card. It's guaranteed now, like, because there's now 4 cards in this encounter deck. 3 of them are going to be Serpent cards. Or at least 2 of them are. 3 of them are from his encounter deck. Or his Nemesis minion, so that sucks. Shadow of the Past. Whenever you think you're about to do really well, like Shadow of the Past really has a way of just coming in and reminding you, nope. Okay. Well, 12, I need 12 damage. I could boost Hugin and Moonin. Vivian is, I'm not playing Vivian. Get Redwing out. I actually get to see this. Oh, yeah, look at that. And this has, oh, I forgot to put the threat on this. This has 6 on it. So after a Serpent Society minion is discarded from the top of the encounter deck, deal that minion to the first player as a face-down encounter card. So I'm going to end up with that. I have no way to ready Falcon. Wait, actually, that's not true. Hugin and Moonin can do it. Alright, so we are going to exhaust Aero. So we have +1 attack for all of our aerial characters right now. Then we're going to play Genius, or use Genius to play Hugin and Moonin. So we search the top 10 cards of the encounter deck. There's only 4. And, oh look. Everything only has 1 boost icon on it. Oh, that's awful. You put it into play. I believe Quick Strike goes off. Put it into play engaged with you. Wait, does Quick Strike go off? I believe it does. So they're all attacking for 2. They all have 3 hit points. You know, I'm just going to get a Serpent Soldier because there's less chance that I'll end up having to trigger this. Okay, so that goes back. Oh, what did I get? Advertisement. Okay. So he comes in. He's gonna Quick Strike. For 2, so I'm down to 4. Well, thankfully, neither of these have guard. And so far, nothing that he has is giving him retaliate. So that's good. Use Falcon's Flock and Talonline. Oh. And I need to remember, I get to ready a character I control for each either boost ability or boost icon in that minion's boost area. He had 1, so I will ready Falcon with that. And then I will use, because he's an aerial card, that's going to trigger Flight Squadron, so that's going to unexhaust Aero. Aero's going to exhaust again to give a +2. So now Hugin will attack for 3. Falcon is going to attack for 4. I'm going to get Redwing out, who can also attack for 3. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10. I need 2 more damage. Oh! This is maddening. If I could ready Aero one more time. Or get Vivian down. But I can't because in order to get Redwing down, I need to use Talon Line. Actually, let's see. Let's math this. Sadly, Talon Line is not it's not an aerial card, so I can't pay with Falcon's Flock, which isn't really gonna work anyway. But Talon Line. Oh, but that's after you resolve Eagle-Eyed, which I can't do. So, because I've already played all my aerial cards. I think I'm gonna get him down really low, and then I'm just gonna have to sacrifice all of my allies to keep me alive until the next turn, so I can do like one final bit of damage to take out Crossbones, I think is what is going to end up happening here. I mean, I could play Vivian, because after she enters play, I choose an attachment, non-elite minion, or non-permanent side scheme, and until the end of the round, I can treat that card's printed text box as if it were blank. So I could blank Crossbones' machine gun, which honestly isn't really going to help me too much. Actually, I kind of want his machine gun to go off because this has one boost icon on it. I know that the other 2 cards in here have stars, which don't trigger his machine gun. Like, so he'll basically use his machine gun, and he's not going to do any damage to me at all off of that, and then his machine gun is going to go away. So I wouldn't want to blank that. Blanking Viper would actually be a really good idea, because after he activates, you discard the top 5 cards of the encounter deck, which I don't really want to do. So I think what's going to end up happening is I just have to... I'll use Falcon's Flock and Talon Line to get out Vivian. We're going to blank Viper. I do actually have something for that. There it is. Huh? Alright. So she has blanked his text box except for his traits. I'm gonna hold on to Redwing. attack with Hugin and Munin. He's gonna deal 3 damage. On Crossbones. He'll attack with Vivian, and she will deal 3 damage. I mean, I could take out the Serpent Soldier. Yeah, I think I'll do that. And then I'll attack for 2, 3, 4 with Falcon. So that's going to take him down to 5. And then I am I'm tapped out. I can't really, there's nothing else I can do. But now I have some panic blockers and whoops. Don't want to get rid of my last bird counter. So I have Redwing. So reading and drawing. So Adam Warlock, Quinn Carrier, Vibranium Microwave, and Bird of Prey. So if we can stay alive this turn, we can definitely take down Crossbones. Okay. This. Oh no! We actually lose the game. I wasn't paying attention to that. So roll back. We'll still have this guy out. Vivian will be gone, and she'll have taken 2 off of here. Oh, I hate when that happens. I need to pay better attention here. Alright, so this is going up by 2. It's at 3. Crossbones is attacking for 2, 3, 4, 5. He's attacking for 5. So we're actually going to throw Hugin and Munin in the way. He attacks and there's just a poof of feathers. And they're going. I'm sure they'll be back. Since I didn't take any damage, I don't have to discard anything. Oh, his machine gun goes off. That's right. And we already knew that it was just going to be that. So, oh, and this gets dealt to me as a face down boost, or face down encounter card because of this stupid Serpent Solutions thing. Which sucks, but that's okay. And then Crossbones is gonna give me my encounter. Oh, we also have the Serpent Soldier and the Viper, both of whom are attacking. I know both of these have Quick Strike. I'm only at 4 hit points right now. So Aero's gonna bite it, and I have to block. And there's no way. Oh, I lose anyway. This is awful. I've lost the game. Because no matter how I play this, I'm gonna end up taking 4 damage. I have no way to not take 4 damage. Ah! Cause yeah, so I block with Aero, I block with Falcon. These two attack, so I don't take any damage there. But then quick strike, and they both quick strike for 2. And I'm right at 4 hit points, so I think the problem is that I spent too much time trying to build. Like, I definitely left him on phase 1 for a little too long. I think I also kind of let my health get down a little bit too low at times. But that just goes to show you, just 1 health, just 1 hit point can make all the difference. Because, oh yeah, this is gone. And yeah, this would have been in that. Dang. So close. I literally had Bird of Prey in hand and would have been able to do 4 damage, plus I should have drawn a card, though knowing my luck I would have probably drawn like Advance as the top card of the encounter deck. That would have been my luck. Oh, this is so horrible. And I don't have time to play another game. Because I have to go to bed, I have to work tomorrow. Alright. Well, I'm definitely going to have a rematch here. Kind of rethink how I'm playing this deck. I don't know, maybe... Because this is the first time I played it in this iteration. So I think I'm going to change some things up. I don't know how I feel about keeping, like, Vivian or Adam Warlock in this deck. Like, Adam Warlock is great, but I'm finding I just don't get him on the table as much as I would like to. Oh, there he is in hand. Yeah, the weapons are bad, and I had some bad draws that kind of caused the main scheme to just keep going up. If it hadn't been for, I think, having to deal with this, I would have been able to keep Vivian around. And I think that would have definitely helped. She would have been able to take at least one of the attacks, and then I'd still be alive. Yeah, it's the... Man, that could have gone a lot better. I'm definitely going to have to rework at least some of this deck. Like, the base of it is pretty good. There have been times that I've played and I've gotten Redwing down like 3 times in a turn. I've been able to actually use him 3 times in a turn, which has been great. And then, you know, Aero or Cloud9, if you can get them to the point where, like, if the cards line up right, and you can get them to exhaust multiple times in a turn, man, you're looking at like +3 to attack or thwart. I think +4 for Cloud9 because of JT Falcon. So, yeah. I'm gonna have to play this again. I don't like this. That's 2 losses now. 2 losses on stream. Not great. Well, man, I don't know if there's much else to say. That just sucked. I don't know what I'm gonna play next week. I haven't really decided. I haven't really thought of anything. And as much as I'd like to do a rematch with Crossbones, I don't think that would be very exciting. So I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, I don't know. I'll figure out what I want to play next time, and do that. Maybe next time would be a good time to pull out Winter Soldier. Or I'll think about it this week. Maybe I can think of another hero that I haven't really played in a while and possibly use them. If I can think of a deck. Think of something interesting that I want to do as far as deck building goes in order to play them. If you do want to give this deck a try, the link is in the description. If you do, you'll have to let me know how it worked for you. If you tweaked it a little just so it plays better. Like, it's nice Adam Warlock being aerial, but I don't know that he's necessarily right for this deck. Just because of what it wants to do. But I don't know, because his thing also, like, it goes off after he attacks or thwarts, which is kind of what this deck is about. You know, you want to give all of your aerial allies, well, all your aerial characters, you know, you want to boost their basic stats. And then, I mean, Adam Warlock, his abilities down here are crazy good. And if you can keep him around somehow, like, I'm actually considering a deck where I keep him around using Wingman and another ally, and just basically having another ally that is designated to block for him. It would almost be like a variation on my Hercules, like Tears and Rain deck, where you're using the androids, specifically. Oh crap! What was that one? The one protection ally, Victor Mancha. That's it. Using Victor Mancha to protect Amadeus Cho. So I could have just another aerial ally with Wingman on it, and then every time Adam Warlock either thwarts or attacks, that ally just exhausts, and its only purpose in that deck would be to basically block for Adam Warlock. Or, you know, use its Wingman attachment as, or I guess upgrade, it would be an upgrade, to protect Adam Warlock. Yeah, I don't know. That's a deck I'll have to think about, like, who I would want to play it with. Like, which hero? I mean, the obvious, like, the obvious thing would be to play it with another, like, aerial hero, but that doesn't necessarily have to be an aerial hero, because Adam Warlock doesn't require the hero to be aerial in order to do any of his stuff, or to even be played. So I don't know. Maybe Doctor Strange. Maybe he'll, like, piss people in the community. Go, I don't want to watch a Doctor Strange game. Whatever. Because I don't think I've ever actually played Doctor Strange in leadership. I have a friend who has a Doctor Strange leadership deck that he plays. It's the only thing that he plays. And that thing goes crazy. Like, draws like crazy. But, anyway, yeah. I think with this game I just kind of let it languish a little bit too much there in the middle, and it kind of put me on the wrong footing. I think I could have played things a little bit better and moved things along a little bit faster, and possibly would have beat Crossbones. But, oh well, and Crossbones is not that difficult of an enemy. So, sorry folks, they're not gonna be, you're not gonna be seeing a whole bunch of different videos of me attempting to beat, like, Ronin, or Venom Goblin, or, wait, who's the other one? Magneto. I'm gonna leave that for Web Warrior Fanatic. That's his bread and butter. That's the thing he likes to do. So, if you want to see high level gameplay against, you know, really difficult villains in expert mode, yeah, go to Web Warrior Fanatic. If you want to see any games, like anything played on heroic mode, Stretch22 is your guy. I'm your person if you really just want some fairly chill gameplay with janky decks that may or may not work. That's just kind of where my niche is. So anyway, yeah, I gotta go. Man, I'm really annoyed. I'm really annoyed that I lost that. Like, I had Crossbones. I had him at the... That would have been the turn. Oh well. Anyway, I hope you guys had a good time. Like and subscribe if you're so inclined to do so. Oh, also, a quick plug for... I have discovered a new book series. It's not my favorite book series now, but it's my second favorite book series. My favorite book series is Monster Hunter International by Larry Correia. Not related to the video games at all. Completely different thing. If you like urban fantasy, that's probably up your alley. Just the best pitch that I can give for it is like all the fairy tales, the folklore, all of that stuff, ghost stories, everything in those is real, or at least based on something that actually does exist. And there is, there are organizations that hunt those things. So like werewolves and vampires and those like really bizarre Japanese ghosts, and I think there's even like this weird Korean rage ghost that was pretty cool. Goblins, orcs, all of that stuff, dwarves, gnomes, elves, like they're all real and they actually live in the world. But the government is trying to kind of keep it under wraps because that means, like, also all of those eldritch beings are real. So, like, Cthulhu himself hasn't come up, but it's, you know, highly likely that Cthulhu is actually there. In one book, they actually managed to piss off an eldritch god. And the very first book starts out with the main character killing his boss by pushing him out of, I forget how many stories up it is, but several stories up a window because his boss was trying to eat him because his boss was turning into a werewolf. That's how the first book starts. That's Monster Hunter International, so if that's kind of your jam, I suggest that. But really what I was going to plug is my new second favorite series, which is the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. I'm about to finish book 3. Book 8 comes out next month. And I'm super excited because I love this series and I hadn't even heard about it. I hadn't even heard about it until I think it's Renegade Games decided to do. They had this game called Unstoppable, which I have right here. This game, which if you haven't played it, it's awesome. Super fun. It's a deck builder, but it's also a card crafter. So it takes all the issues that I have with deck builders and it kind of smooths them out. If you get the chance to try it, I highly recommend it. It's 1 or 2 player game. But anyway, Renegade Games, the company that makes it, decided that they were going to do a Dungeon Crawler Carl version of Unstoppable, which I wasn't really interested in. I had no idea what Dungeon Crawler Carl was, but it my friend told me about it. He owns a game store, and so he was telling me about it, and I was like, oh, that sounds actually really good. Isn't it described kind of like a Running Man into a dungeon live recorded entertainment show? Basically, yeah, it's, I think one of the best ways that I heard to describe it is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy meets Squid Game. That's like pretty darn close to what Dungeon Crawler Carl basically is. And it's so funny. So you've got Carl, and then you've got his ex-girlfriend's grand champion, prize-winning Persian cat, Princess Donut. And they're trying to survive this 18-floor dungeon. And the first book is the first 2 floors, and then every book after that so far has been 1 floor of the dungeon. So with book 8 coming out, they'll be at floor 7. But yeah, if you get the chance to read it, I highly recommend it. If you get the chance to play Unstoppable, I would recommend it. Renegade is doing it's kind of a double crowdfunding campaign right now, on BackerKit, I believe it is. Oh yeah, Princess Donut is awesome. She's so great. I love Princess Donut. But they're crowdfunding this, but they're also crowdfunding an RPG at the same time. I've pledged for the Unstoppable game. I would like to pledge for the actual RPG, but again, money's a little tight for me right now, so I can't really justify it. Like, I'm barely justifying the Unstoppable Dungeon Crawler Carl version pledge. But I'm hoping that later I might be able to maybe get in on the RPG, because it looks like a lot of fun. Plus, it's also the dice, like the Princess Donut dice are awesome, and then so are the heart boxers, like literally like the cliche boxer shorts with hearts on them. Carl has a pair, and they're enchanted. They actually have buffs on them. Like, I forget exactly what the buffs they give him are, but yeah, he's running around. He's literally running around in a dungeon, shoeless, in boxer shorts. It's hilarious. So I highly recommend it if you get the chance to read it. And then if, Unstoppable sounds like a game that you might want to get into, you should check out the crowdfunding campaign. Because the regular Unstoppable is super fun. The Dungeon Crawler Carl one looks like it's also going to be a lot of fun, and they've kind of tweaked some of the mechanics just a little bit to go with that. So I'm super excited to give that a try. But anyway, yeah, I keep saying I'm going to leave, and then I just rattle on and on. Anyway, yeah, so that is going to be the stream for the night. And I will figure out what I'm going to play next week. Maybe I'll just start posting like what I've decided I'm going to play on the YouTube, the community section. But anyway, yeah, I hope you guys had a good time. And if I made any mistakes, please let me know down in the comments. If you see a way I could have played something a little bit better, like, I'm always willing to learn as well. But anyway, yeah, have a good one.